Hello, this is the implementation for Liquid Democracy Simulation, and this is the main GUI after you run the software, where you can select custom number of citizens like 10,000, as high as you want. However, just a warning, with higher levels, when you view network it increases, so let's leave it 1,000. Competence fully editable, so just for demonstration I'll change the equation just like this, just so you can see it being implemented. And for ping you can do, for instance, 2 times x, and x here being a random opinion value, and you have little tooltips when you hover over these. And then utility function can be modified however you like. This is from experimentation earlier, so you can do 2 times x plus 0.5y, where x is competence and y is opinion. You can change it back to default, but let me just change it to that. And quickly to demonstrate, so I've put in some random number here. Once I run it, and you close it, you can see the values have been saved. Return to default, run simulation, and as you can see here, you get a whole bunch of data. And what I'll explain is, I'll click view network, and as you can see the average distance to votes, so 1.24 means you've travelled one node and a quarter on average. Gini coefficient, the higher the value, the more inequality there is in vote distribution. And then expected value, which is just the direct democracy outcome, and then liquid democracy is just to compare if this is a better outcome. And as you can see here, the network for graphs shown where everything's in their communities, and the lines are just links between people. So as you can see, it's generally the middle one's the most dense, and they get less dense on the outside. However, it's harder to show with only 1,000 people. And another part is you can modify the weights. So expertise weight, which is when delegating, so I want to put more opinion on expertise. So if they have high expertise, they are more likely to come out. Bias is just a norm subtraction value. Competence, you can change that. And K value is a probabilistic determinant, so even if you had the highest tier, it might be 0.99, which goes against a random variable to determine if it is, just keeps these values based on reasonable numbers. And one final thing to show is you have different simulation types, so you've successfully run, standard, here we go. And as you can see here, you do have some data which you can see where all voters hit true, just you can see some background. And thank you for listening.